Okay. Due to the recent open meeting law set forth by the governor during the current state of emergency, this meeting is being called virtually. I'm going to post a number. Participants want to call in. The number is 978-771-0819. Again, that's 978-771-0819. If anybody's interested in participating. Okay, item 1 on the agenda are minutes. I see we have minutes here for July 15th and for, what was the second set? October 7th. On the July 15th, I'm going to postpone approval for this until there are some corrections for content. And Stefania, should we have those corrections done by the next meeting?
Yes, I'll get them done by then.
Okay, so in the form of a motion, I'll entertain a motion to postpone the acceptance of the July 15th meeting to our next meeting.
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Muted.
Well, he's going to abstain anyways, I think. And the chair votes aye as well, because we'll postpone those minutes till the next meeting. Okay, now we need approval of the minutes for meeting of October 7th. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of October 7th?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Everybody all set with those?
Yes.
All set.
Okay. On the motion, Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Abstain.
Thank you. And chair votes aye as well. So those minutes are approved. Where's my agenda here? Okay. First item on tonight's agenda is a request for certificate of compliance. This applicant has requested a continuance to December 2nd of 2020, and is a request for certificate of compliance for Tewksbury Village Condominium LLC, Poland Ave, in Forster Lane, map 24, lot 25, DEP number 305943. Can I have a motion to continue to December 2nd?
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. The motion is continued to December 2nd. Item B on the agenda is continued from 11/4/2020. Bond release request, Tewksbury Village Condominium LLC, Poland and Forster Lane, map 24, lot 25, DEP number 305943. Again, this applicant has requested a continuance to our December 2nd meeting. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Wall, how do you vote?
Aye.
And chair votes aye as well. All right. Item C on the agenda is another continuance, a request for certificate of compliance, Tewksbury Village Condominium LLC, 15 Robbie Terrace Way, map 24, lot 78, DEP number 3051074. The applicant has requested a continuance to December 2nd, 2020. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. The public hearing is continued. All right. Continued from 11/4 to be continued to December 2nd. A request for certificate of compliance, New Horizons. Realty Group, 1201 Main Street, map 60, lot 69, DEP number 305997. Can we have a motion to continue this to the December 2nd?
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. That motion is, that public request certificate will be continuing to December 2nd. Okay, item F. Oh, we got stuff to do here now. Request for termination of applicability. Paul and Sheila McNeil, 521 Pinnacle Street, map 91, lot 12. Is there anyone here for that?
Yes, hi, Paul McNeil.
Okay. I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, hello?
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 Yes, hello? Hello?
Can anybody hear him?
Yes, I can hear him.
I can hear him.
I can hear him faintly.
Hi,
Is
Paul.
that better? Hello?
That's a little better, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, the floor is yours, sir. Can you introduce yourself for the record?
Sure, hello, my name is Paul McNeil.
Okay. Address?
521 Pinnacle Street, Tewksbury, Mass.
Okay. All right, sir, the floor is yours. Tell us what you're trying to do.
Okay, so we're trying to put on a addition to the garage, addition to the house. So right now there's a single-family home with a one-car attached garage, and we want to add on a garage space next to it, attached. And we're going to change the roof, and we're going to add living space above the two garages, one existing and one new.
Okay. All right. Stefania, any issues?
Yes, I have some comments. So I was looking through the proposal, and he had a wetland delineation sketch done by DeRosa Environmental, and it looks like the addition is going to fall within the 200-foot riverfront area of Pinnacle Brook. So I believe it's about 137 feet away. Yes, 137 feet away from the brook. So I had emailed the residents and let them know that we'll need more information on how the project meets the performance standards for riverfront area, since it is within that resource area.
Okay.
And so I got your email yesterday, and I forwarded that to Tyler, the technician that was out, or the engineer that was out, and he's on vacation this week. He said he did respond to my email, and he said he would start it next week when he gets back. And I don't really understand what that means to me. Does that mean that the house is not eligible for a permit, or what does that mean to us?
No, I think doesn't mean it's not eligible for a permit. It's just that Stefania needs definitive plans on the wetland. I think it's only 200 feet away, Stefania?
Yeah, so anything within 200 feet of the river is riverfront area, and there's certain requirements of that resource area that need to be met in order for the addition to be approved.
Okay, did you understand that?
Okay. And yes, and so having said that, does that mean that DeRosa is going to tell me how to construct the garage or lay down protection, or what does that mean to us?
I think it's going to be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll need some supplemental information on how it meets those standards. So there's certain requirements on how much disturbance is allowed within the riverfront area. So we need to make sure that you meet the requirements of that.
Okay. And so there's a couple of dates on there, right? So, all right, so we have to hear back from him, I guess is what we're saying. So I know there's a date that's pre-96 and after 96. And I don't know if that makes a difference or not.
So
I know
it
this
has
house
to,
is pre-96.
yeah, so that has to do with kind of before when the Rivers Protection Act came into play. So I sent you the portion of the Wetlands Protection Act that I'm talking about. And if you go through, like, DeRosa should be able to help you and go through each of those standards and let you know if you've met those requirements. If you haven't, you might need to change things in your application to show that you've met those requirements. There's typically an alternatives analysis that has to be done. So you have to show that there's no other option for your work. So there's just a few things you have to go through, and he should be able to help you with that.
Okay, great.
Okay, so you want to continue this to our next meeting?
Sure.
When is our next meeting, Stefania?
December 2nd.
Okay, can I have a motion to continue? Request for determination of applicability, Paul and Sheila McNeil, 521 Pinnacle Street, map 91, lot 12. Can I motion that effect?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, and the chair votes aye as well. Thank you, sir. We'll see you at our next meeting.
Very good. Thank you all.
All right. Now, I think I skipped over one here.
Yeah, I think you skipped item D.
Yeah. So we're going to go back to item D. It's a public hearing notice of intent, Kelly Doherty, New England Power Company, J162/J162A Transmission Line Road, map 35, lot 13, DEP number 3051120. Is there anyone here for that?
Good evening. This is Allison Milliman on behalf of New England Power.
I'm sorry for skipping over you.
Okay.
Okay, the floor is yours. And I think what we were doing from the last time we met, we were waiting on a DEP number, correct?
That's correct. And we have been provided a DEP file number since our last hearing 2 weeks ago, in which I presented the project. Nothing has changed since those 2 weeks. So if you would like me to reiterate the scope of the work, I can, or if there are no further questions, we can move forward with discussion on an order.
No, I'm comfortable with what your explanation was the last time. I think we all were. Board members, any questions, extra questions or anything?
No, I'm
Okay.
fine with what she discussed before,
No
Mr.
question.
Chairman.
Okay, Stefania, did you write up the intended motion with the extra guidelines that we had involved?
Yeah, so I provided just a little blurb on the condition we've been using for a lot of these projects. So if you want to look at that and see if that works, I can read it if you want.
Yeah, why don't you read it and I'll transfer it into a form of a motion.
Okay. So within 30 days of removal of the construction mats, the applicant shall have a wetland scientist evaluate the wetland resource area to ensure the area is restoring back to pre-existing conditions and report back to the Conservation Commission. At that time, the wetland scientist will determine if restoration is successful or if additional restorations or growth is required. If restoration is determined to be unsuccessful, the wetland scientist will monitor the area on a quarterly basis until restoration is determined successful.
Okay, and we're adding that to the standard order of conditions, correct?
Sure.
Okay. Allison, do you have any problems with that?
Not at all. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I am going to put that in the form of a motion, which Stefania just read, plus the standard order of condition. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And this, before we even continue this, wait a minute. All right, we're going to have to redo that motion because we have to close this public hearing, which we have not done. So I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
And I have a second.
Second.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Now we're going to go back to the original motion that was made with Stefania's conditions and the standard order of conditions for Notice of Intent, Kelly Doherty, New England Power Company, J162, J162A, Transmission Line Road, Map 35, Lot 13, DEP number 3051120. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much. All
Thank
right.
you.
And we did the item E, we did item F, and now we're on item G. It's a request for certificate of compliance, Douglas Lee's Land Engineering and Environmental Services Incorporated, 150 Main Street, map 11, lot 13, DEP number 305879. The applicant has requested a continuance to December 2nd. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Okay, that's continued to our December 2nd meeting. Okay, item H, request for certificate of compliance, Stephen and Erica Murphy, 58 Sandalwood Circle, map 44, lot 157, DEP number 3051085. Is there anyone here for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you state your name and address for the record, sir?
Stephen P. Murphy, 58 Sandalwood Circle, Wilkes-Barre, Mass.
Okay, and you're here, the floor is yours to request a certificate of compliance, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Stefania, any issues?
No, I don't have any issues. I went out today to take a look. So everything on site is stable. So I would recommend if we issue the certificate of compliance that erosion controls can be removed at this time.
Okay, board members, any questions?
No, I have no questions.
No questions either.
No questions.
Okay. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve the request for certificate of compliance. Stephen and Erica Murphy, 58 Sandalwood Circle, map 44, lot 157, DEP number 3051085. Can I have a
So
motion to
moved.
that effect? Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you, Stephen.
Well, thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. Next item on the agenda is emergency certification for Beaver Solutions Beach Street culvert between 200 Beach Street and 10 Driftwood Drive. All right, Stefania, we haven't solved this problem.
No, but now it should be solved. So this has been a problem site for a while. So it's kind of been deemed a no tolerance zone, and they installed a fence around the culvert to try and keep the water flowing and the beavers away. So hopefully this will work.
Okay. Because I think this was on the agenda like 4 meetings ago.
Yeah, it's been on the agenda a few times. Because beavers just the second that we breach the dam, they come back. So
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the emergency certification ratification of Beaver Solutions Beach Street culvert between 200 Beach Street and 10 Driftwood Drive. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Okay. Now we're on to the last thing on the agenda. Stefania, I'm going to let you. Everybody read the letter from the town of Andover, I hope. That was in your packet.
Yep.
And Stefania, we'll let the floor be yours.
Okay, so I think their request is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So they've been having a lot of issues with ATV use in an area of open space. So they've been trying to fix the problem by using trees that have already fallen and blocking the access. So that worked for a little bit, but now they're looking to cut down some larger trees so that they can just really block the trails. So this came to us last September, and the commission was okay with them using some dead trees and placing them on the trails. So I guess they're just here to see if we would be okay with this as well.
I personally don't have a problem with it, but I did read somewhere in this thing they're going to use an 8 to 10 inch trunk.
Yeah. So it's going to be larger live trees this time.
Yeah, but the 8 to 10 inch trunk is not a very big tree. And if they have ATVs out there, ATV, they're just going to put a chain around and pull the tree out the way.
Yeah. I do think that there needs to be some type of long-term solution out there.
Yeah, it's a tree that has, like 3 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
And they can't move it.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with it. Board members, any input?
So are they cut down on the path itself, or at like the entrance to the path?
No. So this is, I think this area is kind of away from the entrance to any path. It's kind of more in the middle of a open space parcel. So there are trails there, but I think that they would take the trees just right off of the trail.
I live right next to it, so I know that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm asking.
So it would be like in the middle of the town-owned land that's over there. So in the back of Jenny's Way, there's all that town-owned land. It's in there.
Oh, okay.
We can't take the beavers from the last agenda item and relocate them to this area, can we?
They're hell of woodcutters.
I think first we would have to get a stream over here, and I think it would be a lot of work.
All right. So, Stefan, you need this in the form of a motion? Or just approval?
I think, a motion. It couldn't hurt just to have it out there.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the request of the Andover Conservation Commissioner Robert Douglas and Burke Batchelder, actually Benjamin Mead, the conservation of the town of Andover, to down, which he's going to down 2 trees. I want to limit. Okay, so I'm going to limit it to 4.
Limit 4.
I'm going to limit it to 4. They were requesting 3. I'll limit it to 4 because stuff happens in the meantime. So I'll entertain a motion for that request.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Yay.
Okay, I think that does it. Any old business?
I don't have any.
Any new business?
I don't have any.
Okay, administrators reports.
I don't have anything.
Okay, next time I'm just going to read all three real quick, and you're just going to say I don't have anything. Okay, with that being said, I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving,
You too, Ken.
and we'll see you on December 2nd, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
You have a second.
Second.
Mr. McMullen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Ronan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Sheehan, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Walsh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.